There's a beach here. Yes, this should work nicely.
What type of beach though? Is there sand everywhere? Because that would be very bad if there's sand everywhere.
Is Gluttony here?
Yeah, it should be underground, within a 10-kilometer radius.
10 kilometers?
It's a pretty big rapture, Mori.
How are we supposed to find it?
How do you think? We need to lure it out.
But how?
By using the beach, for starters. Setting up here will allow us to minimize the amount of raptures that could swarm us.
I mean, true.
Then what?
Since Gluttony reacts to strong energy sources, I'd say it stands to reason that's what we have to use to lure it, don't you?
Do we have something that's capable of producing that much energy?
We do.
We do?
Both of you, listen to me carefully. I'll lure out Gluttony.
Okay.
Uni, once I get it to stop.
Thinking quite highly of yourself here, Mihara, but fair enough.
You need to make sure it doesn't close its mouth. You need to hold it open for as long as you can, however you can, until Mori and Siren are out of there. There's a chance they might not be able to escape through Gluttony's breathing hole. While Uni's doing that, Mori, you need to take the E2 crystals and hop inside its mouth.
Okay.
The main reason Siren refuses to come out is that...
And one wrong step that she takes would be her doom. So, yeah. No pressure, Mori. No pressure.
She intends on sacrificing herself in order to eliminate the energy inside the AA pillar. In other words, if we can't convince Siren to leave of her own accord, we can't save her. That's why your role is the most crucial, Mori.
Yeah, you gotta go in there and use the Taught no Jutsu to get her out.
Not only do you have to go back inside Gluttony and plant the E2 crystals onto its core, you also have to meet up with Siren.
I think the hardest part of it all is not the meeting up, is actually convincing her.
And convince her to come out. You can do it. No. You need to do it. We came here to save a life, not to lose our own.
A good sausage.
You're right. I have to do it. I have to save her no matter what. That's why I asked for your help.
Mori looks at Uni and Mihara.
You both are risking your lives for my sake. I won't fail you.
I mean, yes and no, they also want to rescue Siren, so yeah.
You've become a real trustworthy ally, Mori.
But you have no idea the sacrifice that Mihara has actually made for this to happen.
Don't make fun of me when I'm being serious.
All right. Anyway, shall we get started?
Mihara walks forward. Uni urgently grabs Mihara's hand.
Yes, Uni?
Uni shakes her head at Mihara. Though she can't explain why, her instincts are telling her to stop Mihara.
Uni.
Uni shakes her head desperately, pleading for Mihara not to go through with this. When did you get the upgrade as well to actually do it? Like, I mean, there must have been a bit where it happened.
It's okay. I would never leave you behind. We promised each other that we would truly see each other, that we would feel each other's pain, and that we would atone for our sins together.
Yep.
I haven't forgotten that promise, and I intend to keep it.
Why is it that one of the sexiest designs they've come up with recently is also got like such a wholesome sort of, well, I say wholesome, but god damn. The redemption is real. Crow, there is no redeeming. It doesn't matter what they try to do with Crow, I feel. But we'll see what they can do, if they ever do. Uni Mihara lock eyes.
Trust me, and wait.
Yeah, she's completely wholesome. Like, it's almost hard to take her seriously, what's going on. It's such an emotional scene in that outfit, but at the same time, it works, man, it works. Uni lets go of Mihara's hand.
Thank you, Uni. I'll be back.
Mihara steps forward, again, leaving Uni behind.
Code release. Activate all cores to their limit. Initiate fusion.
Recognition complete. Activate all cores in body to their limit.
All cores? Yet she's only meant to have one core at the moment. Why is it plural?
Error. Reaction error. Fusion unsuccess. Unlock code deep.
It's deep again, isn't it? I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. So, does this confirm that Gian and Missilus in general have a connection to Deep? And well, Deep has a connection to them as well. And I mentioned this as well with the Mana story, that one of the layers you went down to was Deep.
Activate all cores in body to their limit. Initiating fusion.
So I assume at this, well, originally she should have one core, but I assume at some point they went back to Gian, and obviously they now have the Rapture core in there too. The area near Mihara's core starts to glow red. For her to actually fuse her regular core and the Rapture core? Okay.
Mihara!
Mihara curls up, unable to withstand the pain.
What did you just say? Put what where?
Aha! Context! Let's go!
Mana.
Put the jalapeno sauce on the end and get the commander.
You did receive what I sent, didn't you?
I mean, it still works with what she's saying.
I believe so. Are you talking about this?
But at least now we also know that Deep is an acronym. But what it stands for is going to be interesting. Because we've only met the one individual of Deep. Officially. But that doesn't mean there isn't other members. And of course, they're the one that did the whole overspec thing straight away. Like, I highly doubt that the... Well, yeah! Mana points to a palm-sized black box.
That's it. Looks like it arrived safely. I was worried because the elevator wasn't working properly. I suppose sending something small doesn't pose any issues.
I would like you to insert this in my body.
Excuse me?
It's a special gift I prepared for Mihara. To get her stronger much more quickly. Tuck it safe and sound beside her Nikke core if you would.
True. I just think there's no way that individual is Gian. But, because the hair was like, and of course the glasses, it is more likely going to be, obviously they're related to Neon in some form. But I love that if you're paying attention to certain things, you'll pick it up, obviously. I hope that we get to know more and more about it. Because they're obviously getting them involved now in, like, not the main campaign story.
I would have loved to handle it myself, what with this being the first experiment and all. But as you know, I don't exactly have freedom of movement.
The funny thing is, with the in my head, like when you have like the two cores, it makes me think of the infinity symbol when they're next to one another.
I'm still not following.
It's still pretty cool because, like, you know, the only other time we met Deep, I haven't done chapter 37, 38 yet, so there could still be some stuff in there to do with Deep. And the only other time I've seen them is in with Rappy's story.
Mihara was the one who contacted me. Quite eagerly, I must say. She told me she requires additional strength in order to fight gluttony.
Because I did find it weird that it's like, wait a second, like Missilus, if there's anyone who has this sort of technology, of like, say, Grimm's models and stuff like that too, it would be Missilus. But they probably keep that way buried down. No, I have not. That was the plan today.
Given that she couldn't utilize her current body's ability to its fullest, she wanted my help. And to that end, she agreed to become my test subject.
Mihara?
That's why I prepared this little doohickey for her. It's quite risky, to be sure, but if you want to enhance a Nikke's abilities in one go, it's the best option available.
So it's meant to enhance Anike's abilities. Yet you're having me insert it beside her core separately. Is this a rapture core?
You're familiar with the ins and outs of Nikke bodies. I'm sure you can insert it next to her current core easily enough.
Man, making Mana do this instead of like Aoife. Whew.
This is incredibly dangerous. If I insert this inside her, the Nikke core could...
Yeah, exactly. Like, obviously, like, the Mark II models are supposed to be completely cut away from any form of history whatsoever. But they would have some technology still from, like, say, the before and whatnot, too. There's no way they wouldn't. But, like, any members of the Deep would be in the very deep recesses of Missilus.
Do you remember your promise from long ago?
Because, I mean, this is an experiment to do with core fusion, whereas obviously the actual member of Deep that we met was able to do it, like, with no equipment and just on the fly there and then. She's like, oh, I guess I've got to do this thing then.
You said you would help me the next time I wanted to do something good.
And that was kind of different as well, because it was like, wait, what? Because she somehow got both cores in her, which maybe she did have both cores in Rappy, and that's why Red Hood was shutting down. But then you'd think having no core at all in Red Hood would make her shut down anyway, so that's still a little bit like, I wonder what's going on there type thing.
Well, now's that time.
But sometimes it's just like, it's okay, it's Yakuza.
I can't leave the Ark at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't know fully what sort of information they have and stuff like that too. Like how highly classified are certain things where even it's so classified no one is allowed to know.
And Mihara needs to fortify her strength straight away. That leaves us with...
I'm sure that once Vaphaus came into like
Anyone who can do this.
knowing what it was, they're like, wait a second, we do have information for this, but it was incredibly classified. I'm sure that was something that happened, but I don't quite remember. Because they said about how there was like that facility where it was being created.
You call inserting this inside a Nikke a good thing?
Of course. I'm giving a Nikke who wants to be stronger the power she deserves. What's more benevolent than that?
I mean, look at even the last not April Fools, but the Valentine's event with Johnny. Like, AI like that is meant to have been completely outlawed and no longer allowed, and yet it's like, wait a second. That's the sort of thing that existed on the surface originally.
But a Nikke
Nikke and Rapture Core can't exist together. You of all people should know that a Nikke's core...
Yes, I know.
That's almost like a hey, what do you mean a Nikke's core? I mean, we've never seen a Nikke's core, to be honest, but, go on.
Nikke cores have a barrier which prevents them from reacting with other cores. But what if you could break past that barrier?
What? Are you telling me you figured out a way? How?
That's interesting that they say that, because in my mind, it's like, how would they not know this sort of thing? Like, they literally create the bodies and whatnot for the Nikkes. But I have wondered about this for a while, that I wonder if it's such an automated process that they don't actually know how the bodies are always made and stuff like that too. It's just like, it just happens. Because you'd think someone would create the cores. Like, okay, so Siren handcrafted the body for Mihara. You'd think then that they would know how the cores work? You know? So the cores are still a mystery.
That's my little secret. If I told you, you might have to get sent somewhere awfully dangerous.
Oh, it's that secretive? Oh, damn.
You don't want that, do you?
No.
Now then, be a good girl, would you? Don't let your curiosity get the best of you. Don't peek inside the box and just put it inside her, okay?
Understood.
What's this barrier you're both talking about?
But this is the first time we've ever heard about a barrier type thing.
Nikke cores have a safety mechanism, which makes it so they can't react with other cores.
So who creates the cores if even Gian and Man, like Merciless members don't know how to actually deactivate it as a normal thing?
Even if it's two Nikke cores in one body, it prevents them from interacting.
That's fascinating, because a Rappy with Red Hood as well, which they did interact. Sort of. In fact, they actually even fused into the one, didn't they, when she became Rappy Red Hood? So something happened there.
It will also prevent Rapture cores from devouring the Nikke core. And vice versa.
You mean Nikke and Rapture cores can consume each other?
Yes, a clear example of that is core dust.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she knows, obviously. She said she figured it out with her own experiments, most likely. But it's just a case of, like, it's not like something she knew naturally or whatever, you know. Like, it's not like, oh, she was told how to. She found out by herself how to do it. And if she was to tell, man, it's like, no. You would have to be sent somewhere very bad.
It can distill a Rapture core down to its essence and use that to stimulate growth within a Nikke's own core.
That's what she said. Like, she figured out how to do it to turn off the barrier. It's not like she knew how to originally.
Gian!
Oh dear, there I go again, running my mouth.
His essence used that to stimulate growth in Nikke's own core. Oh god. I know! Like, if I can distill a Rapture core down to its essence and use that to stimulate growth in Nikke's own core. So basically, there's a sort of thing which I have wondered when it comes to Jean and Esther, is that they are kind of... They are evil, air quote, but they are, like, lawful evil, I guess you could say? Whatever it is. It's like, yeah, these experiments are being done and stuff, but she's kind of trying to make Nikke's more powerful. What have we been using since the game started? Core dust. Core dust. Are they trying to say here that it's not a natural thing that is just used to upgrade Nikke is with? Huh. Okay. You know what? That's actually a very good point you made there. That would be very easy to overlook. That brings a lot of questions in if that is a thing, but whatever.
If you knew any more about this, Mihara, you'd never be allowed up on the surface again. So I'll stop there.
Because now it's just making me ask questions like, wait, are we somehow able to improve Nikke's? And the others don't know how it is? Because I just accept it as that core. The core dust is always used to break through to certain things. Like, I think it's 20 to 40 and then 40 and blah, 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 blah. I've never thought about it.
On the other hand, it's nice knowing the stakes, don't you think?
But I will admit, like, the thought did cross my mind whenever this was mentioned. Like, wait a second, but we do use the Rapture Dust core dust to actually upgrade our Nikke. So it's like, oh, okay. And yet, she's making it very clear that both Rapture cores and Nikke cores can consume one another, but they have shields in place to stop that from happening. The White Vap House is real.
Of course. It's important to know these things.
Do we like sprinkle it in their shakes or something?
Now then, Mihara, once that core is implanted into your body, all the abilities you previously couldn't draw out from your body will fully awaken. If there are no changes after the surgery, then it means your body itself is defective. However, I can quite confidently say that my sister is the best of the best when it comes to building Nikkes.
That's high praise, honestly, from Gian. That is absolutely high praise.
So
I feel.
I'm sure you'll become much stronger, Mihara.
Makes me wonder if Siren put these sort of features in the potential of her getting more powerful later down the line.
That is, if you can endure the pain.
Think of like pineapple juice. It makes something sweeter, so we eat the core dust and then shoot it into our Nikke. So we eat the core dust?
Every prior test subject has died because they couldn't withstand the pain. You, however, said you'd be willing to do anything. So I'm sure you'll be able to endure it, won't you?
Of course.
I mean, it even gives you that warning as well, like warning, do not over level 200 because they become unstable or whatever it is. The higher level they get, it's like, I just thought that was weird with the way they worded that. I just was like, oh, that's cute. But no, that probably has like literal law implications.
I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Mihara clenches her teeth. Nice. She does, but I mean, is she putting her fingers inside her chest? I want to put my fingers inside her chest. Just as Gian warned, a pain beyond anything imaginable courses through Mihara's body. Her vision repeatedly turns red, fades away, and then comes back. She might like pain, but there's a certain level of pain which is a bit too much pain.
Warning, system error.
I like the fact that they have some sort of like clippy in them as well. Hey, wait, is she having her baby out of her chest?
Warning, core response error. Warning, core resonance activation. Connecting code. Error. Warning, core type. Match. Error.
I actually thought when it was the 2-core thing, it was going to happen with Uni. And that like Uni would be with Mihara. So that's what I was going to say. My theory of Balorta and Mika becoming like an ever better Nikke would be pretty cool.
Warning. Barrier. Reactivation required.
I mean, true. True. I still think it's weird with, like, obviously the whole... I forget what it's called now, but the whole thing they use to, like, disrupt the communications of the Raptures is the very thing that fuels Crown to become more powerful. A series of warning sounds and error messages blare out.
I know. You're not used to a core like this. But you've got to accept it.
Mahara closes her eyes and begins to suppress the sensations surging through her. Yeah, the outer particles, that's it. I forgot what it was called. It does look like she's actually putting her fingers into her chest. Inside her body near her core is a searing heat, like a blazing burn. Which I always found that really interesting when they did that lore bomb. Man, this is going to have to be in a second part. This is such a long bit. That they put it out there to disrupt the sort of the Rapture network, and then like later on in the years, it's like it was said that the Raptures were the ones that put the alpha particles out there to disrupt stuff, and it just like, okay, who actually did it then? The conflagration expands and begins to engulf Mihara's own core.
Warning. Barrier. Reactivation required. Warning. Barrier. Reactivation required.
The other thing is, she got this Rapture core. Where did she get the Rapture core? This can't be a standard Rapture core. This can't be. That would be kind of weird if it's just a standard one. So it's like, how powerful a Rapture core are we talking here? Because I would have been like, it would have been interesting if it was the Heretics one, but it's like, okay, well, it can't be Indivilia and the Hillster or the other ones because they don't, obviously, yeah. But we haven't seen any other ones yet. Countless warning sounds echo in her head. Mihara's movements, senses, and everything slowly become consumed by the fire.
If this continues, my body will...
Tree! Yeah, and for some reason they still are out there, causing all sorts of problems. I just find it very fascinating that Crown, like, literally gets powered up by alpha particles as well. It's just like, Mihara's body begins glowing even redder. Which I do think Crown is a creation of, like, the Deep faction. Now that we've met them as well. Because it would make sense for them to be like, okay, we need to make an Nikke that can protect the seeds for when humanity does retake the surface. But she needs to be able to survive. So it would make sense with her. The inside of her core boils like a massive fireball. A volcano on the verge of eruption. As it rages on, her consciousness drifts further and further away. It's then that Mihara realizes. The moment she is completely consumed by the flames. She, as she knows herself, would cease to exist. From somewhere she can't see, someone is screaming. A familiar voice cries out in agony. It screams, imploring her not to leave her behind again. Who is it? Actually, yeah, very good point, very good point. It is fascinating that entire facility is in a random-ass theme park, though. A castle within a theme park, should we say. Who is it? I think it was a theme park, if I remember. Who's calling me? Yuni and Mihara lock eyes. His eyes tremble with fear, terrified of losing Mihara once again. Her eyes beg Mihara to keep her promise. Mihara can't let those eyes be filled with despair again. I mean, to be fair, that storage facility could still be a remnant of when they were on the surface, back before Cinderella nuked everything. So, it could be one of the many ones. Mihara can't let those eyes be filled with despair again. Maybe we'll return there during the 3rd anniversary, who knows? Or maybe that was 3.5. There's no way we won't return at some point. But I think we're more than likely going to have the Hansel and Gretel back before that. And then we'll return to ground and shine. Mihara bites down on her cheek. Harder. The sharp pain in her mouth pulls Mihara back to life.
You... me... Don't worry. I'll accept it all. The pain, the sorrow, the desperation, all of it. I'll take it all in. I will never abandon you. This time, no matter what, I will bring you back on the right path. If we die together. And if we live together. I will claim this power as my own, in order to protect our bond, no matter how great the pain.
And if it's meant to be even more peak at the end of the hard mode, holy shit.
I'll do this so that no one will ever take you away from me again.
Like, this is the halfway point. Light begins to radiate from Mihara's body.
Mihara?
Oh, hey, there's all the chains. Yeah, let's go. A purplish light dark enough almost to be black bursts forth from Mihara's core. And chain-like patterns of the same color spread all over her body. Yeah. Mihara recognizes the changes in her body. She now realizes how to awaken the sensations contained within all living things. Really? That's a handy power. No matter how much larger her target is, no matter how overwhelmingly powerful they are, or how much pain they can endure, none of it matters anymore. That's some nice little, a nice dripping going on right there. So long as her foes are alive and connected to her via these chains on her body, this explains her burst, I suppose, with the whole chain side of thing. She knows that she can now feel their pain as well. She can endure any amount of suffering they inflict upon her. Of that, she is certain.
Such power.
Persona. Oh yeah, she's getting off on this.
My arms could be ripped off. My entire body could be smashed to a pulp.
Yeah, I know that look, alright.
And I would enjoy it.
She would?
There's no limit to the pain that I can now endure. How thrilling. Oh, the fun I'm going to have.
Yeah, so superpower is to embrace even more pain. With the clinking sound of chain links, the patterns on her body fade and then disappear into her skin.
In order to establish a connection with these chains.
It makes me more concerned that Siren is the one who actually designed this body. Is she also a masochist? Mihara lifts the pendulum attached to the end of her whip.
All I have to do is stab the enemy with this. Siren was right. If this is the kind of ability she originally envisioned, then the sensory exchange I was capable of before could only be considered a failure.
Mihara looks at Uni and Mori, who are watching her anxiously.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
True.
I've never felt this powerful in my life. Almost omnipotent. And considering how much energy I just released, it's bound to come calling.
Here, Daddy!
Everyone, back up.
Nice. I mean, that's the wallpaper right there. Gluttony emerges from the ground.
Gluttony!
Now that our guest has accepted my invitation, let's go, Uni.
Mihara steps forward, resembling a female prison warden about to weave a massive prison for her prey. You know what? Missed opportunity. She should have had that as her outfit.
Let the hunt begin.
Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony. Do you think Gluttony is supposed to represent the fat bastards that exist in certain genres of anime, and this is like everybody getting revenge now? Yes, there will be spoilers here, if you haven't done the story yet already. Sensing the threat, Gluttony attempts to retreat downward. Wow, Gluttony actually sensed threat? God damn!
Sorry to tell you this, but you're not going anywhere.
Gluttony's afraid. Mihara lunges forward, striking at Gluttony with the pendulum. She has the jalapenos. She's strapped in, and she's ready to go. Gluttony twists his body and blocks the blade with his teeth.
Darn, it's good at sensing danger. Maybe it knows instinctively that a hit from this is bad news.
Something that big is afraid of a tiny whip. Mihara steps back and swings the pendulum towards Gluttony once more.
Mihara, watch out for the tentacles!
Okay. You're not helping the situation, Mori. Gluttony extends its tentacles towards Mihara. Of course it does. It's fan service time. Uni grabs the tentacles. Gluttony's tentacles writhe as if trying to escape Uni's grip. But she clenches the squirming bundle of feelers tightly and refuses to let go.
Uni.
I just wonder if we'll actually get like an animated scene in the summer event, because I don't think we got one last time. But they did do one for the winter event, so I actually always felt like the whip was too long to be efficient and effective. But I guess with the strength of an Nikke, that doesn't really matter, because like obviously the force of swinging it, it'd slack too much. I know this has an animated thing. Did we get one for the summer event? I don't remember. With a thundering roar, a shower of splinters burst from Gluttony's body. Oh no, we did! They did! Yeah, because I remember Guilty getting splashed in the face with like the water pistol, yeah, and it's like, oh, that's cute. With a thundering roar, a shower of splinters burst from Gluttony's body.
Everyone, duck!
No, it's a rapture, not a duck. Mari, how could you mistake such a thing? Mari fires her weapon at the shards hurtling towards Mihara and Uni. Some fragments that she wasn't able to shoot down fall to the ground.
Wow, your shooting has really improved, Mori.
I still missed a few, so don't get too comfortable.
Thankfully, it's too busy digesting something
Wait, what's it digesting right now?
to spew out that silver liquid. In that case, we've got a chance.
Oh yeah, it's trying to digest the, the pillow. I thought something new was in there. Mihara tightens her grip on her whip and charges forward. Mihara dodges the gaping maw, attempting to swallow her. I see now why they said that the gluttony is one of the most adorable things. I did! I also wonder why I didn't actually put that message through by Crisis. I saw the message on stream, but it didn't for some reason come through. And drive the pendulum into gluttony.
Now then.
Dark purple chain-like patterns begin to etch themselves onto Gluttony's body, accompanied by a cold metallic sound. At the same time, similar patterns appear in Mihara's body.
Now that our chains are connected, why don't we swap our senses?
The chain patterns engraved on Gluttony and Mihara's bodies grow a lambent purple. And the sound of chains tightening fills the air.
I can feel it.
Her eyes slightly red as well. No, they're still purplish.
So this is what you're feeling. You really do have so much inside you.
I was finding it a bit weird that she can... The whole purpose of her swapping senses, in all honesty, but whatever.
And you've never felt the sensation of your own cheek being bitten down on, have you? Would you like me to show you?
I guess it's so that she could, like, I don't know, pinch herself and it would hurt the rapture as well? Yeah.
Let's enjoy this pain together.
Mihara opens wide and bites down on the inside of her mouth. Gluttony convulses as if in unbearable pain. Unbearable! Absolutely unbearable. I guess being able to, like, sort of incapacitate it by just doing that is pretty fucking impressive.
You're so spirited now. Why don't we enjoy a little more?
Gluttony trembles violently, his teeth clattering from the agony. What would we have done if Gluttony was a masochist as well?
My goodness, I didn't expect the pain to be so bad that you'd try to close your mouth. We can't have that. Otherwise, Mori won't be able to pass through. Uni?
Uni let go of the tentacles and quickly dashes forward. She pries open the struggling Gluttony's mouth and forces her body inside, while bearing the weight of its descending fangs. She keeps its jaw forcibly open.
Uni!
Gluttony continues to spasm in pain. Uni uses every ounce of her strength to keep the creature's mouth open as the crushing weight of the razor-sharp teeth bears down on her.
No! Your body can't handle the stress!
I'm gonna say, like, it's something that can literally consume buildings.
You're incredible, Uni.
Uni right now is like that like magical girl who's like just completely muscular.
Uni.
Mori, You have exactly 30 minutes, not a second more. After that, my sensory exchange will be severed. You've got to convince Siren before then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
30 minutes? That's all I have?
Like, it's if I remember, we saw it sort of size comparison to Siren and Levy in the Mudfish thing, and it was absolutely fucking massive, and it would just consume like high rises.
Can you do it?
Like, you saw how tiny the AA pillar was compared to it. But again, when you saw it as well, when it was like actually inside his throat, it didn't look like it was a massive thing anyway. But
Yes, I can do this.
Then go. Go and rescue Siren.
Okay.
yeah. Mori looks at Uni, who seems to be calling to her. Uni and Mori lock eyes, and they perform finger guns at one another.
I can't believe it. Did she just wish you good luck?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Thank you, Uni. I'll rescue Siren if it's the last thing I do.
Don't jinx yourself, please. Go, Dora remotes! Woo! Mario looks ahead towards the black chasm. That is Glutton's gaping maw. Meanwhile, Uni desperately continues to keep the jaw open. Mario hurls herself towards the creature's mouth, trips and cuts herself into two by pulling onto the teeth. Yeah, I think it's Latin, isn't it, or something we established before? And the black abyss slowly draws closer to her. Suddenly,
Huh?
something falls at her feet. A compass and a map that guide the way to the Ark. A first aid kit to heal her wounds. A chocolate bar to keep her hunger at bay. A field shovel that has saved her skin more than once at critical moments. Everything that has kept her alive until now falls to the ground. And the realities she had been determined to avoid comes rushing at her head on. Along with it, the fear of death comes crashing in.
No.
Yeah, tactical shovels are amazing. Somewhere deep inside her, a voice screams for her to stop. No, don't do it! Don't do it! Please, think of the children! A part of her wants to stop right there and cry out that she can't do this. This is clearly insane. Like a suicide mission. What if Siren is already dead? What if she never realizes Mori is coming to save her? What if there's still even the tiniest bit of silver liquid left in Glutton's throat? Or if Uni can't hold on any longer and the mouth closes? What if Mihara collapses and can no longer restrain Gluttony?
No.
As one pessimist to another, don't give up, keep going. She'll die. She'll die in the most excruciating way. The life she's fought so hard to hold on to will crumble away in an instant. Just like how that shovel fell to the ground. So will she go plummeting into death's cold embrace.
No.
Even so, she has to run. Oh man, I can't believe we've got the black screen and white text. They're learning from the... No, this is fine for this. This is fine for this. She must. There are people out there who have risked their lives for her. It's time for her to repay the affection she's been given and unleash her persona. She's here to save the person who reached out and gave her a reason to live. She has to go to her. They have gone really deep on this story for Mori, and I don't hate it. Like, this is probably the most in-depth and dramatic storytelling they've done for a character that is not part of, like, the Goddess Squad. What's interesting about this one as well is, yes, it is about Siren, but Siren's not the main character of this thing. She isn't the one Unbreakable. I mean, she is part of Unbreakable. Like, she's Unbreakable in the fact that her, you know, she's holding on, and she's been unbreakable for 70 years and stuff like that, too, inside of the thing. But Mori's unbreakable. Fucking Mahara's unbreakable, and Cuckoo is also unbreakable. It's all to do. It's to do with all four of them, which is fantastic. They all have a great. They're all being given the limelight equally. It's actually quite good. No wonder the story's longer. Mori ignores the fallen remnants of her life, summons her strength, and pushes off the ground with all her might. She sends herself hurtling forward.
Siren!
Hurtling towards the lifeless abyss. There is a massive tremor and the crimson sea begins to surge violently.
That sound.
Actually, this is a good thing. How the hell is Mori going to get inside the bubble? Little Mermaid lifts her head and gazes above.
Gluttony is shaking?
Yeah, this is probably all happening around the same sort of time. Like, obviously, while they're doing this is what's going on with Siren. Little Mermaid closes her eyes and focuses on the sounds Gluttony is making. Deep vibrations reverberate throughout Gluttony's body as it tries to move. I mean, technically, it's only go back to do Shin Megami Tensei 5 as well, but... Meanwhile, all the liquid inside it churns violently.
It's as if it's fighting against something. But what?
Gluttony was never designed to fight, it was just designed to consume. Little Mermaid focuses even more, listening intently to the noises coming from outside. The sound of something being pierced into Gluttony's body. But there's no way something of Gluttony's size would have been able to go down the space elevator, surely not. The agonizing cries of Gluttony as it writhes in pain.
Something is hurting it.
The sound of something blocking Gluttony's mouth. The sound of footsteps.
Someone's running this way?
Yeah, I'd be like, what the hell?
Siren! Ah!
Little Mermaid looks up. Throughout the gap of Gluttony's open mouth, light pours in. And within that light...
Ah!
I'm actually getting freaking goosebumps at the moment, like, ooh! Mori is there.
Mori!
Little Mermaid frantically raises her hand.
I need to save her!
The bubble stretches from Little Mermaid's fingertips and wraps around Mori. Shortly after, the bubble lands on the tree.
Mori!
I've returned!
I really thought I was gonna die. What are you doing here again?
That is the $1 million question, isn't it? Absolutely.
Hold on.
Mori hurriedly digs through her belongings. Inside a glass bottle, the E2 crystals and battery remain intact.
Thank goodness. I got it through safely. Mori?
Is she a hamster or a guinea pig? She's one of those.
Siren!
Mori grabs Little Mermaid's arm. Actually, she might be neither of those. She might be a groundhog. the digging hole thing.
Let's get out of here.
Mole, of course. I've not looked at the name of her skills. That would make sense. Yeah, yeah.
Let's get out of this place, Siren. Mihara and Uni are waiting for us outside. They're keeping Gluttony from moving. We need to leave at once.
That would also explain, like, her being a mole, like, all the dirt on her, and I mean, obviously it's the outfit as well, her little plushie and digging the holes. Yeah, it fits, it fits, it fits.
I can't. I must ensure the AA pillar's energy is completely depleted.
You can do that outside. You just need to take it with you so that Gluttony can't consume it.
That's impossible. Gluttony is instinctively drawn to substantial energy sources. Even if we take it outside, Gluttony won't stop chasing it until it's consumed once more.
Well, luckily we've got these crystals right now.
If it does swallow it and ends up digesting it, there'll be no going back.
Then we have to take out Gluttony.
I'm sorry. I can't go up against Gluttony now. Not with my powers weakened as they are.
Look. We can use this.
Mori holds out the glass bottle and shows it to Little Mermaid.
What is that?
This thing absorbs electrical energy. If we can lodge it into Gluttony's core, we might be able to stop it.
Oh! How does it work?
I honestly don't really understand the mechanics, but Mana, a researcher from MMR, said that if this comes into contact with Gluttony's core, it'll expand and absorb all of Gluttony's energy until it ceases to be.
Yeah, yeah. And well, you know what it's like, at least in Japanese, like R and L's are kind of like dead similar. The amount of times I've seen in some subtitles they'll call someone like Ray and then Lay, and it's like, oh, okay.
But doesn't that mean it would also be dangerous for us Nikkes?
Yes, but Mana said it'll be fine as long as it's contained somehow, like in this glass bottle.
Yeah. Ryza and Lisa.
They were originally intending to use the AA pillar to eliminate the crystals.
I think S and Z can kind of like interswap.
So that's what the AA pillar was doing here in the first place.
I don't pretend to know all the details. But if we inject this into Gluttony's core, we can stop it.
Well, the AA pillar wasn't meant to be inside Gluttony in the first place. It just happened to be here. It was meant to have gone to the crystal region.
So let's be done with this and get the hell out of here.
Little Mermaid takes the glass bottle from Mori. Because the anime I was thinking of was Ergo Proxy with it's the name of the main chick in it. It sometimes interswaps between the two. I find it fascinating that somehow these AA pillars are able to sort of basically get rid of the crystals.
Siren?
Mori,
Yes?
you came back to this hellish place to give me this?
Happy birthday, Siren!
Yes.
Thank you, Mori. And I'm sorry.
Little Mermaid gently removes Mori's hand from her arm.
But I'm not leaving this place.
Oh my god, stop this, Siren, please!
What?
I will use this to defeat Gluttony. must leave.
No. I'm not leaving without you.
I might not be able to hit Gluttony's core on the first try. Even if I do manage to insert it into the core, it might not have the effect that we expect.
We just need to give you more hit, Little Mermaid. You'll be fine.
Someone has to stay behind and keep watch.
Then we'll both stay.
We don't know how dangerous these crystals are, or what effects they will have on the bubbles, or Nikke's. If things go wrong, we could both end up dead.
And we'll die together.
I mean, their relationship, or at least Mori's almost forcing it to be a bit like Uni and Mihara's, but it's not quite as masochistic, and it's not quite an S&M relationship yet.
Mori!
God, now I just pictured Siren like somehow trying to be like a dominatrix. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Mori, please.
Don't even think about using your Kotodama on me. No matter how many times you send me out, I'll find a way to crawl back in.
Mori, don't do this.
No, you stop this. Don't throw your life away just because there's a tiny chance things might not go as planned. If there's even the slightest possibility, you need to cling to it. Stay alive.
Mori!
I know that I can't be of any help here. I'm not a goddess of victory like you. And even getting Gluttony to swallow me was a struggle. I can't even shoot well enough to block all the debris flying at me and my friends. There's no way I can lodge these crystals into Gluttony's core either. Not with my pathetic strength. I'm just a useless Nikke with nothing but this body. An incompetent member of the incubator squad who's about to be scrapped. I can't make a single impact in this filthy, cruel world. I know that.
Damn.
I know that, but...
That's just what is her performance like in Genshin as the Pirate Archon? Is it as good, or is it actually not as good? I'm very intrigued. Mori stares straight at Little Mermaid with tear-filled eyes.
I want to save you! I want to do that much. At least. You told me to live. That you were glad I was born. You saved my life. I want to see a world where you can be happy. So live. Show me that it's possible. Prove to me that the world is a kind and beautiful place.
It can't be Mori. People still like pineapple on pizza.
That as long as you keep living, someday happiness will come.
Mori...
Prove to me that kindness should be repaid with kindness.
I don't know if anyone actually here has, but I don't think anyone does. The closest would be Curling, but I don't think he's bothered to get that far, to be honest.
That this is how we can find happiness. That good people will be rewarded someday. You're the only person who's ever celebrated my existence. You're the one and only true goddess of victory.
Goddess of victory.
I mean, the funny thing is that terminology has only really been used, at least in-game lore-wise, for, I think, Red Hood, Cinderella, and I think Siren so far. Whereas, like, I don't think it's been used for... I don't think it was for Rappy when she began Rappy Red Hood, but she might have been. It might have done. But yeah, obviously mine is Lita because that's what the game said. I gotta use her all this time. Find me another unit who will actually repair cover and also buff my team, please. I was gonna replace Lita with Siren, but then Siren doesn't repair cover.
I don't want to live in a world where you're not around. I'll lose all semblance of hope. How could I go on living in a world where no one celebrates my being there? So live for me. Even if there's one small chance at survival, cling to it and seize victory.
I mean, true.
Stay alive and keep surviving. Save me.
Mori extends her hand towards Little Mermaid.
My goddess of victory.
Little Mermaid looks at Mori's outstretched hand. And then into her eyes, which stare straight back at her. They're the eyes of someone who truly believes in her. Eyes filled with unwavering faith. I mean, yeah, someone like Siren and the others as well, the Grimm's models really would just appear like freaking goddess. Yeah. This does hit hard. This does hit hard, man. Hey, performance is so good. Eyes that seem utterly unbreakable. It's like that moment in freaking, some of the emotional moments in The Legend of Heroes, where it's just like, oh shit. I gotta voice this thing while this is happening. Bitch, please. In those eyes, Little Mermaid can see herself. Mori's goddess victory. Finally, something dawns upon Little Mermaid. She recalls how so many years ago her friend had offered her hand in front of the lift. And the vow they made that day.
But the story isn't over yet. I must continue writing it. Not just for myself, but for all of you as well.
Did we step into the lift that day expecting to succeed? No. We never tried to predict our success. Instead, we simply carried out our mission, which was to rewrite our story.
I promise that the story we'll write from now on won't be one of failure, but one with a happy ending.
To reach a happy ending.
Come. Let's write our story.
We risk our lives to become the goddesses of victory who will never fail again. Little Mermaid looks again at the hand extended towards her. Every time she wavered, wanted to run away. Her friend's unshakable faith guided her. And the sad thing is, this story is absolutely freaking peak. The sad thing is, so many people just always dismiss Nikke as just being a Guna game. They really will. And you know what? That's their loss. And now, once more, that hand is reaching out to her.
You're right. I can't give up. If there's even the slightest chance of us being able to rewrite our story, I have to take it.
Little Mermaid grabs Mori's hand.
I will survive. I
Indeed.
will become the indomitable goddess of victory.
Yes, that's it.
Together, we'll survive and forge our own happy ending.
Man, this is more emotional than Cinderella's one, in my opinion, so far. But it hits differently. It's a different emotional.
Yes.
Looks like you've finally calmed down a bit.
Siren deserves happiness, damn it. Gluttony seems to be consumed by pain, its body shaking violently and stiffening.
Even a big old rapture like you has its limits when it comes to pain, huh?
It's probably never felt pain before. Uni's arms, which had been holding Gluttony's mouth open, begin to creak.
Uni. It's exerting a lot of force, isn't it?
Uni nods her head.
Shall I help you lift this?
Uni shakes her head. Be strong.
You can handle it?
She lifts.
You're incredible, Uni.
I wonder if her strength surpasses Guilty at this point then. Because Guilty is obviously a very, very powerfully strong Nikke. But then again, technically Guilty would outdo Uni because Uni only got the strength because of the whole fusion.
I know it must be tough, but you're holding up well.
But also, with the way her hands are, there's no way she'd hold a gun. Uni looks at her creaking arms. The force is immense. But she can't let go. Because the moment she does, 2 lives will be in danger. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen her truly at full strength. She's never had the opportunity to go at full strength. Like, she's always, I think, had a subconscious, like, need to hold back, even when she doesn't want to. Just because, you know, the way it is. But I remember during the summer event, she did literally jump at the gold kraken and try to rip it in two. So, you know. I think she did rip some plating off, if I remember, to get the shot in. Uni suddenly feels as if the weight pressing down on her is that of 2 lives. And then she remembers. The way she frivolously threw words around when taking countless lives. Because for anyone, obviously, who hasn't done the campaign bit with her, holy shit, her sins are big. Are big, for sure. If she were to bear the weight of all the lives lost to her thoughtless words back then. God, I mean... I still remember the description of, like, why regular humans can't use a gun that a Nikke... Like, not even a mass-produced Nikke gun. Like, the literal kickback and force of the gun would kill a human. And of a missileless unit as well. Same with Sin. And same with Quincy. But Quincy's just a goof, so... But I feel like she's more like an incredibly flexible Nikke. Somehow. So, like, the way she is, she's able to get into anywhere. It's not... So it's like, obviously, with Sin, like, she has the Koto Dharma, which she can never turn off. Guilty has immense strength, and then, like, the way I look at it, Quincy has immense, incredible flexibility. Just how heavy would it be? In that instant, Uni feels the unbearable weight of her sins. She now realizes the full weight of that promise she made them. But obviously, like, it makes sense with the caliber of the guns, like, obviously with humans not being able to use them. Yeah. Which is why it was always, like, kind of like, wait a second. Commander fired Snow White's rifle. Something like that would definitely rip a person's arms off of their fucking body, for sure. I completely forgot about that. The promise that she would do anything. The greater her realization, the greater the weight of her sins upon her shoulders. It crushes her, suffocates her.
Uni.
Uni looks at Mahara.
It's okay. You're not alone.
We know the commander's a superhuman, but at the time it's like that.
I'm here to bear the burden with you. That's why I gain this strength. So, let's save them. Let's rescue those who see our presence as a gift.
I mean, we certainly are built differently. We got all that riz with all the Nikkes.
The ones who consider us friends.
I'm thinking all about that core dust now. Like, making me feel like, wait a second. Wait a sec. I wonder if they've always thought of it that way, or if that's something they're going to be addressing at some point again. Because that could be seen as just as a throwaway line. You didn't even think about it. Which I didn't think about it until, obviously, Ray pointed it out.
If we keep saving them all, one by one, maybe someday, we'll be able to find the path to redemption.
Yeah, because their crimes... Because obviously, Mihara's crime is not stopping Uni.
I'll be right there with you, Uni, until we reach the end of that path. So don't be afraid. Anyway, I wonder if Mori managed to convince Siren.
So, like, Mihara's sins are just as heavy because she didn't stop them. That's the way she thinks about it. Even if the others don't. Because obviously she didn't get the bomb and all that sort of stuff put in. She said she wanted it too.
What's with all this shaking?
Pop. From inside Gluttony's mouth, 2 small bubbles pop out.
Bubbles?
The 2 tiny bubbles float towards Uni and Mihara's ears. And whisper.
Uni! Mihara!
Siren?
Get back!
Like, how could she do such a thing? She literally puts a bubble in her throat to speak with.
Uni!
So she doesn't accidentally activate the Kododama. Mihara quickly pulls out the pendulum and retreats along with Uni. Just as they've made their escape, a massive water bubble shoots out of Gluttony's mouth.
Wow!
The bubble plunges into the ocean. And then,
Uni, get down!
as Mihara pulls Uni down, Bubbles! Silver liquid pours down from the sky.
Don't worry.
Mihara opens her eyes. A massive purple bubble spreads out above Uni and Mihara like an umbrella, shielding them from the silver rain. At the center stands Little Mermaid and Mori.
I won't let anything hurt you. Ever.
Mama protects!
Siren.
Also, Doro Siren, absolute adorable. I love they gave her that little tail as well.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
A few minutes earlier.
Siren?
Oh?
Do I really have to fire this thing?
Uh-huh.
Mori nervously looks at the bubble gun in her hand.
Let me make sure I've got this right. The bubble bullet containing the crystals is loaded in here. And once I pull the trigger, it'll fly straight towards the core, right?
Uh-huh. And while you do that, I'll send this entire space up to the surface.
Wait, you're sending the entire area that you created to the surface? Okay.
That way, we can protect ourselves from any unforeseen dangers the crystals might pose.
Yeah, but shifting it is... That's impressive.
You're going to bring up this entire area?
That's why I need your help.
I mean, technically she's constantly maintaining the bubble anyway, but yeah.
The moment I make this space float, that's when you fire that gun.
Technically this is like another land that we could colonize. Technically.
That way, the bullet will hit the core at the same time we surface.
God, this music though, yo.
But what if I mess up? What if I miss the core?
It's okay. The bullet
I mean,
will
true.
find its mark. I guarantee it.
In other words, even if I miss, you'll use your Kotodama to make sure it lands where it should.
I like the fact that it's almost like Atlantis in a way, with the whole, you know, being under the sea in a bubble. That's kind of cool. I like that. Obviously, that's not real, but still, you know, mythologies.
All right then.
Mori positions herself under the bubble tree, where she has the clearest view of Gluttony's core. She's the ultimate assassin. Let's be real.
I'm ready. Let me know when I need to shoot.
She could create the tiniest little bubble that then suddenly just, you know, shreds someone from inside.
All right then.
Little Mermaid closes her eyes and gives a command to every bubble in the surrounding area.
All together now. Let's rise to the surface.
With a powerful tremor, the space encased in bubbles begins to float.
Mori, now!
Mori locks her eyes onto Gluttony's floating red core.
Here goes nothing.
She pulls the trigger. A devil trigger. The bullet ejects from the bubble gun, pierces through the bubble wall, and heads straight for Gluttony's core.
Siren!
Hit your mark.
Wow, that's very impressive. Suddenly diverges and hit just a poor guy who happens to be on the surface, surviving all these years, like never been affected, and he just happens to be a good mark. Is that another chocolate bar she has? I never noticed this. Another chocolate bar or something?
I thought I was gonna die back there.
She does have a lot of chocolate bars on her. Mori collapses onto the ground.
What about the crystals?
We made sure it hit Gluttony's core. We saw it start to expand.
And this is like, I suppose, the in-universe reason how we're able to take it down. The formerly paralyzed Gluttony starts to slowly lurch about.
I guess that wasn't quite enough to do the trick.
Yes, but it looks like it had no effect.
Wait, no, but the text says it doesn't look like it had no effect. But you just said it looks like it had no effect. That's very different. Little Mermaid points to Gluttony's mouth. Inside its gaping maw, countless crystals continually form and dissolve into the silver liquid. Yeah, it's going to be like literally constantly fighting between the silver liquid and the crystals, isn't it?
Looks like it chowed down on those crystals, all right.
We must eliminate Gluttony once and for all before the silver liquid completely dissolves the crystals. So, I'd like to ask, will you fight by my side?
Little Mermaid turns around.
As if you had to ask.
Huh?
Of course we're with you.
It is done on purpose, and it logically makes sense with the fact that she's projecting her voice through bubbles in her throat. So I feel like that is the whole purpose of why she has the voice that she does. Like I said, there's been more than a few occasions where she sounds completely normal when there's nobody else around when the event first happened. Yeah. Like, she's very strained, and she's always been told never to talk and only ever make noises, so she's, you know, very out of practice. Like, every time she'd speak, Avery like, don't talk!
That's why we came here.
Plus, it's probably due to her the way that Abe manufactured her. is that, like, she strains her voice to try and not activate the coded armor, and it's just the way that's like a bride project, the way her voice is.
Yeah. Don't be silly and ask such an obvious question.
I mean, we'll see what the next lot, because I mean, yeah. They're not far away. Like, Siren is a great character, absolutely. I think she's outdone. Like, I would not be surprised. I know it's already saying that Siren will win Nikke the year next year. Let's be real. If she come out before the voting, no one would have fucking stood a chance.
I already told you, we're all coming back alive.
The problem is with Sin. Sin is one where it's kind of like Merciless's version of the Koto Dharma, where it's always on and it's very dangerous. Where hers actually does, hers affects humans as well. Does Sin's, hers is like an overclocked version. Whereas Maiden's is like the safe version. And even then she still wears a mask. Little Mermaid is surrounded by friends who risk their lives to save her. Friends who are unbreakable. The bunny event, I think the bunny event is before or after summer, I can never remember. Yeah. But in terms of personality and character, Siren's a fucking, just absolutely out there, like completely out there. Like, she's so good.
You're right. We're all making it out of here alive. Let's win this together.
All right.
Encounter.
Gluttony roars at the ground.
Doesn't this thing ever get tired? It's taken one heck of a beating, and it's still making such intense vibrations.
The core is certainly holding up better than we expected. It isn't breaking apart like we thought it would.
Exactly, you make a very good point with that, actually, Crisis. What's the purpose of their squad? Oh, mysteries, eh?
Maybe the core has gotten weak, and there's not enough energy reaching the crystals.
I still very much hold the theory that, you know, the sleeping princesses are literally Hansel and Gretel.
If only we could throw some kind of bait to make the core expand and the crystals grow larger.
Bait. Ah! I've got just the thing.
Don't use the commander doll, please.
What? Oh, you mean the AA pillar?
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that thing.
Since it's already been melted by the silver liquid, it should be absorbed quickly.
If we feed that to the core, the crystals should grow much larger.
Uh-huh.
Well then, let's get this thing to open wide. So you can feed it a little treat.
Didn't Mirahara feed us a little treat? Please keep the jalapenos away.
Let's go. All right.
Murray fires a barrage of bullets at Gluttony's battered body. His tentacles try to burrow into the ground to avoid the bullets. Its unit grabs a hold of them, preventing the beast from retreating underground. Dead strong, you know.
Nice going, Uni.
Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony and lodges the pendulum firmly into its body. Gluttony spews silver liquid into the air. This is the dream team. Mori just happens to be here.
Watch out!
Spread out.
As Little Mermaid whispers, an array of bubbles expand and shield the group. I mean, there's nothing saying as well. There's no way. There's no law in any way whatsoever or rule that there can't be like 3 versions of one Nikke. I mean, that's gonna happen with Anise anyway at some point. So, who's to say?
Don't you dare go around spewing such dangerous stuff.
Chain patterns appear in Mihara and Gluttony's body and begin to compose.
Shall we have another go at it together?
Mihara bites down on the inside of her cheek. Yeah, exactly. Eventually it'll happen. For a brief moment, Gluttony freezes as if unable to withstand the pain.
Siren!
Oh! You want this pillar so badly? Come and get it!
Oh yeah, I always forget that Neon had her summer unit too. As Little Mermaid stretches her arms, bubbles brimming with the AA pillar's energy bloom in the air. Armpit fans rejoice.
Everyone, step back!
Okay,
All right.
Mihara yanks out the pendulum. In a desperate fit, Gluttony opens its mouth wide and lunges towards Little Mermaid, its colossal body scraping against the ground. Hey, that is a lot of bubbles. You forgot Scarlet.
You want food?
Little Mermaid swings her hand, and the bubbles all fly towards Gluttony's core.
Then chew on this!
The silver liquid within the bubbles seeps into Gluttony's core. Only SBS exists. Fair enough, fair enough. Then the E2 crystals absorb the energy surging forth from the core, causing them to rapidly expand.
Break apart!
At last, Gluttony's core shatters. Gluttony collapses to the ground. The crystals that filled its mouth shatter as well.
It's finally
There was another! The underground vibrations grow fainter.
What's that?
There's always a bigger horse. Fish.
I think it's Gluttony's main body.
That's true, we've only seen its mouth.
Wait, you're telling me there's more to this thing?
no wonder I sensed something more when I exchanged senses with it.
We haven't had Abe yet, but who knows, maybe we'll get Abe at the end of the year as an actual DK. That'd be interesting.
That must have been the connection to its main body.
You're right. When I was inside its throat, I used the bubbles to investigate. Gluttony consists of one massive main body with multiple mouths attached to it. The place where I was staying was inside the throat of one of those mouth organs.
I find it fascinating that she basically ended up being like a mass-produced Nikke, yet she had her own sense of self and stuff like that too, but she probably just didn't care enough.
So, the core we just destroyed is the core of that mouth?
I'm afraid so.
So that's why you kept saying we were inside its throat and not its stomach.
Uh-huh.
So that's just one core of many, of course.
That's some rapture.
I mean, it's not the first time that raptures have had more than just one core. Yeah.
How can you still laugh at a time like this? What
Gotta
are we
respect the
gonna do when
grind,
that
you
thing
know.
comes back?
It won't. Judging by how faint those sounds are, it seems to have run away.
Are we just gonna assume that the crystals will completely overwhelm it at some point?
So it severed one of its mouths and fled?
Uh-huh. It most likely ran away because its main body was about to be swallowed by the crystal.
Nice to know we had it against the ropes. Considering how it ran off with its tail tucked between its legs, I doubt it will be back anytime soon.
So we haven't killed Gluttony. Gluttony still is around then.
It knows that this place is filled with its worst nightmare.
Uh-huh.
Its adorable seal is its worst nightmare.
So what then? Did we win?
Yes, we did. We won.
We won! We won!
Winning feels good. Mori collapses to the ground. Uni also collapses.
Good job, everyone.
Well done everyone.
Siren, how does it feel to be back in the great outdoors after so long?
The sun it burns!
Oh,
Probably didn't even realize.
well,
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I guess it has been a long time for you.
yeah. It's been a really long time.
Little Mermaid looks up at the sky. Instead of the familiar underwater scenery, a real sky comes into view.
Wow, the sun is rising.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Beyond the horizon, the sun slowly ascends, bathing the surroundings in a golden light.
It's breathtaking. The world is so beautiful.
You bet it is.
Oh, Mihara, Uni, Mori.
Tears flow from Little Mermaid's eyes.
Thank you for saving me.
Oh. And she's always helping others, and she finally got helped herself.
Siren,
What are you crying for?
Because I'm so thankful. I never thought I'd be able to see the sun again. To be able to set my feet on solid ground, breathe in fresh air. I didn't even dare dream of it.
Siren,
Thank you for saving me. For not giving up on me. For extending your hands out to me.
Ah. My Doki Doki.
oh man, don't you cry.
Yeah.
If you do, I'll I'll start crying too.
Is she gonna call us Prince as well? Mori covers her face with her hands. Suddenly, Siren's breasts grew 3 times larger. It's all about the angles. She's got the Freema thing going on.
Don't cry, Mori.
laughing.
And I have done the counseling sessions with her, but I haven't seen anything where she actually says that, so it's like, okay. I think I did like 1 or 2, and then I just used the tickets.
Do you have any idea how worried I was? Don't you ever do that again. No more heroic sacrifices or any of that nonsense. Never again. You hear me?
Yes, okay.
Before the dazzling golden sunrise. I've seen that a few times on Twitter, this thing. This is so cute. A flustered little mermaid consoles Mori, who is wiping away tears. Meanwhile, Uni simply gazes at the moving scene before her.
Uni.
Aww.
How are you feeling? How does it feel saving someone for the first time?
I guess technically this is the first time they've actually saved someone, so yeah, it makes sense. Almost time for Nuggies. Yes! Nuggies! Uni looks at her battered arms. Then at Mori and Little Mermaid, who were laughing together. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get surprised who the next overspec will be. It'll be who it is. Everyone will go crazy over it. Over them.
Feels good? If you feel good, then so do I. You did great, Uni. All right, you two. That's enough moving around now. That girl. Isn't that one of your bubbles, Siren?
Oh?
Everyone looks in the direction Mihara is pointing.
Ah!
And sees a girl with long pigtails made of purplish bubbles.
Those are the bubbles I sent to find Cinderella!
Little Mermaid reaches out towards the girl. But the bubbles disperse and eventually dissipate.
What's she doing here?
Siren, over there. Look.
Mori points behind Little Mermaid.
Oh?
Over there.
Damn, Mori got those big anime eyes. Ooh, they definitely improved the animation.
Siren? Cinderella?
Well, what are you waiting for?
Our voices soar together, conquer stars, hand in hand, chains is it really you? It's warm. Cinderella! Cinderella! I missed you, Siren.
Tears.
Siren, it's Eve. Oh, Eve?
Siren, it's a good thing you decided to stay alive, huh?
I'll be by your side.
God damn. Obviously, if you're like with what's her face? grave. She obviously, we know she suffered a mind switch at some point, or something along those lines at least, where she can't quite remember, but obviously part of her still remembers Siren. I don't know who the studio is that did the animation there, but I mean, remembering way back when they did the Red Hood one, the animation has just improved. Like, that was actually, even though it was very short and wasn't like obviously any action, it was very, very well done. After the emotional reunion, Little Mermaid took everyone to the real ocean in a bubble.
It's beautiful. Is this a place you created?
Amazing.
Cinderella and Graves stare at the bubble tree.
Wow. I never thought I'd be able to visit the ocean depths.
It's certainly easier on the eyes than inside Gluttony's throat. Is this all made from bubbles?
Yep. A weapon you created, Grave.
It's because of Abe that I'm capable of all this.
God damn, Abe was an absolute genius though, right?
The past me? I wonder how it was made. Do you mind if I look into it?
I'll tell you everything I know. Conduct as much research as you like.
Yeah, yeah. But like, we never thought that the bubbles that was made for her was going to be like this sort of thing. It was just like, oh, this is a cute way of attacking. It's just, yeah, she can make shapes and stuff like that too, but not like an entire sort of thing you can make inside.
Thank you.
And also, Hansel and Gretel were made without permission, which is still intriguing. Like, where did you get the brains from?
Do you want to visit the bubble
Which we'll
workshop?
maybe find out if we do get Hansel and Gretel in the anniversary.
Or would you rather go back to the bubbles?
No, it's okay.
They're both so beautiful.
And yeah, I know they said that this is sort of the prologue. It makes sense when you think story-wise with everything they're setting up. Obviously, I know we're in chapter 37, 38 and whatnot, but in terms of like actual story beats, it is setting everything up. Mori looks at Little Mermaid's face and explains to Cinderella and Grave what she sees.
Look at her. She can't even conceal her joy.
Are you now getting jealous, Mori?
How could she have thought of dying inside Gluttony without meeting anyone?
Okay,
And
maybe
she's
she's
that
not.
happy.
Are you jealous?
Okay, maybe she is jealous.
That's not it.
That's right, Uni. That's right.
Uni also thinks you're jealous.
I said no. It's just... It's nice to see her happy. That's all.
It's because she's not showering you with attention at the moment, that's why.
Wow, Mori. I've never heard you speak so frankly.
Cuckoo.
Huh? What are you talking about? I know how to say things like this, you know.
Of course I know.
Good grief.
I'm right there with you, Mori. I'm glad that Siren is happy too.
And who knows, maybe we'll get Uni as the next overspec unit, who knows? And then her Gacha skin is just like so, it's like basically her and Uni's outfit.
Anyway. How long are you guys going to be staying here?
Until we have a chance to catch our breath, I suppose.
And how long is that?
I'd say a week at most. I contacted Mana and told her everything was resolved. But I still need to meet with her and give a full report on what we learned here. And there's there's also someone else I have to report to about my body.
Yep.
I see.
So when the Nikkes get the D, which is kind of funny, they become overspec. That's almost like a meta joke in a way. So every single Nikke is overspec.
I guess that's when I'll head out as well.
Where will you go?
I think Siren's gonna be more pissed that Jian messed with one of her Nikkes more than that. So yeah. Considering that like Mahara's body is meant to be like Siren's masterpiece as well, it says a lot.
Where else, you goof?
It's just obviously they never got the body in the first place because they disappointed her.
The Ark. That reminds me.
I head out as well. I mean, why? Why go to the Ark? Just stay with Siren.
I have you to thank for me not getting scrapped. Thank you, Mihara.
Yeah, because she's now been permanently removed from the scrap list.
You heard about that?
Yes. I got a message from a certain someone. She congratulated me on the mission being a resounding success.
Wait. It is a beast core inside her? I had a theory that might be the case.
Jian.
You've done me a huge favor, Mihara.
My god, did Christ just spoil the entire twist and everything? Holy shizzle.
I'll be sure to pay you back someday.
Oh my god, it's one of the beasts.
At any rate, I'll be stuck in the Ark doing whatever comes my way.
Must be Behemoths who not met. The law! The law!
But I'll find a way, somehow, to pay you back.
I appreciate the thought, Mori.
I mean, in terms of the actual main campaign, the last thing we got off from was that like Rappy's body was suddenly there. It's like, wait, what? Like, what the fuck?
But I don't think you're going to be at the Ark.
What?
Never mind.
Mori, you have no reason to go back to the Ark. Why go to the Ark?
Now then. What do you say we start properly enjoying our vacation?
Good point. Who knows when we'll get another chance like this? We need to take it all in.
Mori gazes beyond the bubbles, into the ocean where the golden sunlight is shining down.
We mustn't forget that beautiful places like this exist.
Ensconced within a sea so beautiful that it feels torn from a fairy tale. New friends introduce themselves to one another. Meanwhile, old friends reminisce about past memories. Share stories of their time spent apart. And laugh together, maniacally. Together they write the first page of a new
suppose.
New story, new chapter, new... Oh, okay, it did say new story. I hate that they do that. It's like, excuse me, where's the rest of the text?
It's time for us to all part ways.
Mihara, Uni, thank you for everything. If there ever comes a day when you need help,
I'm not being distracted by Cinderella's boob, you are.
I'll come running.
We should be the ones thanking you. I hope we can see each other again someday.
I'm sure we will. So long as we want to see each other.
Hey, look how happy the bubble is.
I know that. We'll meet once again.
Man, that would suck, wouldn't it, Crisis?
Definitely.
Yes. Let's meet again someday.
It's funny because the whole reason Cinderella and Grave are here is because of obviously they set out after in the main story. So it's like the people who are just doing this, they were like, wait, what's going on? Who are these? Actually, like new players. Like, who's Cinderella? Who's Grave?
Yes.
Hey, what's the big idea? Why do you keep leaving me out of your goodbyes?
Because why would she say goodbye to somebody who's not leaving?
It's kinda hard not to take it personally. I'm leaving too. From now on, don't ever part from your friends. Live together with them and be well. Don't foolishly try to throw your life away to save someone. Not everyone is like you. Be a little more cautious, okay? Oh, don't just stand there. Say something.
I can't believe you're leaving too, Mori. Why won't you stay? What did I do to upset you?
Where are you going?
The Ark. Where else?
Why?
Yeah, good question. Why?
What do you mean by why? It's the only place I have left to go.
Oh, Mori, you're so blind. You're so blind. That's okay.
Weren't you coming with me?
Oh, God, Siren's so precious.
What?
You said it while we were both trapped inside Gluttony. That we'd both make it out of there alive and write a happy ending together.
Yeah.
Don't you remember?
I remember. I just thought we were talking about getting out of that rapture.
You don't want to stay with me anymore?
What? No! Of course I want to stay with you. Are you sure that'd be okay?
I can't wait for Siren to meet up with Levy again and like Levy be like, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's fine. I understand. You know, it's all good. I'd have done the same in your situation.
Oh?
You've seen for yourself how useless I am in battle.
Mori's not used to like... I mean, she like me for real.
All I'm good
Basically.
for is digging holes in the ground.
We need a lot of holes being dug right now.
It's okay.
I barely have any survival skills either. I don't really have anything that I'm good at.
I'm fine with that.
I don't know the first thing about what it means to travel on the surface. I'll only drag you down. Are you sure you're okay with that?
It's fine. Every time there's a fight, Siren just put in a bubble.
Oh.
You might be okay with it, but what about your friends?
It doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, you became one of us the moment you risked your life to save Siren.
Aww. But Cinderella always knows what the right things to say.
If Cinderella is okay with it, so am I.
Thanks, Mom.
You guys.
It's okay, Mori. Really. I've gotten to know you quite well. You're thoughtful, smart, brave. And you're also my friend.
Her titties are smaller here compared to her previous scene, but that's okay. Once again, she's got the Freema thing. To listen to Red Shoes' opinion about... God, Red Shoes, man. I love how she's always left out of everything. It's just... I wonder if we'll ever get her as a unit. It'd be interesting, right?
So I'll take your advice to heart.
God damn it, where the sweat? Who's got the onion farm right now?
From now on, I won't live recklessly and put my life in jeopardy. I'll make sure my story has a happy ending.
Little Mermaid reaches out her hand to Mori.
Mori, will you stay with me?
Mori also reaches out and holds Little Mermaid's hand.
I will. I'd love to. I'd be honored to go with you guys.
Like, was Siren like the true favorite of the team instead?
Are you really really sure that's okay?
Of course.
You're part of the team. Let's go together.
Thank you.
Well, that worked out quite well, Mori.
Yes, most valuable Nikke.
Cuckoo.
I know.
Mihara? Uni?
She's had so much splash artwork that's unique to her. Obviously, the animated cutscene as well.
I told you that you wouldn't be going back to the Ark, didn't I?
She did. She did.
Guess you were right.
Well, put her there.
It truly would be, wouldn't it, right? Mihara extends her hand.
Huh?
Mori grasps Mihara's hand.
I don't mind shaking your hand. But I meant to ask you for your phone again.
My phone? Why?
You're not going back to the Ark, and choosing instead to travel with the Pilgrims.
You don't need to have your phone where Jean can contact you.
In other words, you're deserting the Ark.
Yep. And plus, if you have your phone, they'll be able to track you still.
You need to get rid of anything that could be used to track your location.
You're right.
Mori fumbles for her phone, then hands it over to Mihara. And how are we gonna blah blah Mori? It is interesting because, like, as far as I'm aware, when you interact with her, it did stuff that's like in the outpost and whatnot too. But maybe that's like space set in the past or something with her. But I don't know. I don't know.
Thank you, Mihara.
Don't mention it.
But then again, it's probably the same reasons as to how we interact with the other pilgrims. But at the same time, like, it's literally is actually canonical that at least the other pilgrims like Scarlet and Rapunzel do turn up at your outpost.
Take care of yourself, and make sure you're getting along with Siren out there.
Because it's a bit like, I haven't done her full Bond story, but with Scarlet, there's a bit where I'm pretty sure Triangle come in and try to say that, oh, the government wants to detain them because they're a pilgrim. So the Bond stories from Mihara and Mori break the story's immersion here. They probably do. They probably do. And that's okay. Like, the way I look at with Bond stories is that they're usually sort of set in their own thing anyway, outside of, like, the other stories. Like I was talking about earlier with the Winter Slayer and Ice Maiden, is that they're still set in that virtual world, which has, of course, been shut down since. So, yeah, it's, like, happening in between.
We'll meet again.
Yes, we will. I'm sure of it.
It's like, I think I did one of her things with Siren, and it's like set inside her bubble. So, Uni and Mihara turn around and walk toward the Ark. Little Mermaid and Mori watch their figures grow smaller and smaller until they disappear against the horizon. All the while wishing and hoping they'll meet again someday.
Well, we ought to get going as well. Before we go back to Prince, I'd like to meet up with Hansel and Gretel if possible.
It's like the bit with, like, when Red Hood Bond stories. I think that's meant to be based around the time when Red Hood is actually in control of the body, and it's just you speaking to her at night and stuff like that. But so I've not done her full Bond story. If you go to Prince, I'd like to meet up with Hansel and Gretel. Yeah.
Siren,
Oh,
do you know where Hansel and Gretel are?
Hansel and Gretel being mentioned.
well...
What's wrong? Did something happen to them?
If you're intent on fighting alongside Hansel and Gretel, then perhaps it might be better not to go looking for them.
Why is that, Siren?
What? What do you mean?
Hansel and Gretel are no longer on humanity's side.
Okay. Okay.